Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through the notes on exponential equations. At the end of this, you should be able to say, I can solve exponential equations using technology. So, got one example for you here. Example 4. Use technology to solve -2 to the x plus 5 equals 4. So what that means when we're asked to solve means basically we're going to find where these two graphs here intersect. Where do they intersect at? Okay, so easiest way to do that with technology, and get your graphing calculator, and we will hit y equals, and we're going to put in this into one equation and that into another equation. So we've got negative. When you got negative at the beginning there, don't push subtract, always push the negative sign. So -2 to the x power, and then go over, so then we get plus 5. So there's one, and then the other one is y equals -4. So -4. For the first time, and usually I have to do it just the first time, but for the first time you usually want to do zoom, and we usually want to do zoom standard, number 6. And that will zoom it in to go 10, like from positive 10 to -10, and positive 10 to -10 that way. So there's our first graph. The -2x plus 5 is in blue, and then the -4 here is in red. So what we want to do is we want to find that intersection point right there. Okay, so to find that intersection point, we are simply going to do second, and then calculate, which is the trace button. And then we're going to go down to number 5 where it says intersect. Where do these things intersect with each other? So we push enter. Now it's going to ask you a series of questions. Is this the first curve that you want to find the intersection between? Yes. You could, in theory, way back here, you could have a whole bunch of different graphs in here. So they want to know which two do you want to find the intersection of. Okay, so again, second calculate. We are finding the intersection, which is number 5. Is this the first curve? Yes, and usually I try to get this close, but not right at the intersection point, but I want to get it close to. It's really not that big of a deal because there's only one intersection point, but if this were like a parabola here, it was coming down here as well, I want to get it closer to whatever intersection point I want to find. So normally I move it over. On this one I don't really have to, but just for good measure here. So is this the first curve? I push enter, and now it's going to automatically jump to the next equation. Is this the second curve? Yes, this is the second curve here. Enter. And then now do you want us to guess? Sure, I want you to guess. Why not? So you push enter again. It'll take a second or two, and then it's going to actually find that intersection point, which is 3.17 and -4. So we get 3.17 and -4. And that is the, well, that's the intersection point. But really when they ask us to solve, they really actually only want the x value. So when it says solve, which where do they intersect? And this also solve means only x coordinate. Okay, so our actual answer is 3.17 is our answer to this problem. This is the coordinate of the intersection, but when it says solve, they want just the x. Okay, so just write down just the x coordinate. Okay, let's make sure if you do not have a graphing calculator, I want to show you how to do this on Desmos really quick. Okay, so just go into Desmos.com, should work, I believe, and it will give you this here. You can just go straight to click on the graphing calculator piece. You should not have to log in or sign up. But of course it's not letting me click on that right now. Oh, there we go. So eventually this will pop up, and then we just want to do the same thing that we just did. We just want to put these two equations in. So we would want to do, now this one here, you just push the subtract or negative. They don't just differentiate on this one here. And we do 2. Now to get this into a power, what you have to do is you have to push shift and number 6, which is the up arrow. It's we call it the caret. So shift up arrow, and then now do x. And now we got to move over to the right and do +5. And then we click down here and we just simply enter in -4. And then you should be able to, I think we can take this and there we go. We can grab that. Let's see. Why is this not graphing? Oops. Okay, I finally got it to go. I had to put y equals -4 in there instead for some reason. Okay. And then now actually the kind of handy part about this is you just hover over this and it actually just tells you the point 3.17 and -4. So there's again our 3.17, which is exactly what we got there. Okay? Okay, that's all we have for exponential equations. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks.